Hi again, how are you going so far? I hope you're finding this series of videos valuable. This particular one covers off security. Security in an organisation is really important, that you allow the type of people that you've got in your organisation the access that they need. So depending on what sort of role that they might take in your organisation will depend on what sort of details that you want to give them. What we've done in Autosoft, we've found that this is a really important thing for a lot of business owners, that they give the right information at the right time. We put a lot of time and effort into the security management of Autosoft and some of the things that you can and can't do, and what you're going to let certain people do and what you're not going to let certain people do. Probably what's best is, instead of me talking about it, let's actually have a look at how the actual application works and some of the security features that you'll find is very comprehensive. In fact, it's relatively simple to set up. It depends on how complex you want to make it. So you can be really, really complex about this if you want to, or you can be fairly simple about it and just do it at a view level and give particular people access to particular things. Let's take a look.
Okay, so now let's go and have a look at the security options within Autosoft. If you go to the security menu and go into security maintenance, the first thing it brings up is the groups. So on the left hand side, basically you can add in as many groups as you like. If I click on management, you'll notice on the right hand side that all the views, or these are all the programs that are in the system. So basically all these ones are ticked. The management gets access to everything. Let's take a look, for example, at the workshop group. So with the workshop group, you'll notice that there's a number of things in here that are not ticked. You'll notice too that these things correlate with what's on the menu. So if I go to Accounts, Debtors, Debtor Master File, you'll also see that Debtor Master File is here. If you see Receipts, you could go further down this list and you'll see Receipts. So the names match up. So you can say, okay, I'm going to give the workshop access, but they can't create, edit, or delete records in here. You'll also notice that there's this object level security. Now this is getting a little bit technical, and to be honest, this is probably a phase 2 of security system, but this is the power of where you can do exactly what you want. So not only can you give people access to certain things, you can also give them access to a particular program and then set the object area. Let's have a look, is probably the easiest way to explain it. So what I do, if I click on object security, now what it does is, if I go, for example, to balances and I don't want them to see the balance, I can say that's hidden, right? And I go save, or I might do a couple of other options. I might not want them to be able to change the pricing structure. I'm going to make that shadowed, and I don't also want them to change whether it's cash or account, so I can shadow that as well. So when I click save, what happens is, if the workshop person goes into the debtor master file, they won't be able to see all those other things are going to be shadowed. So it gives you full and total control over exactly what you want people to have access to. That's entirely up to you. You'll also notice that there's reports in here, so you can give them access to certain reports, and you can give them access to certain queries that we've got in the system as well. With the users, what you can do is you can choose from your list of users. So for example, if I choose Peter, Peter belongs to the workshop group. And so you just push across from here, you click this button and it pushes them over to which group that they belong to. So different users get access to different things, or to groups basically. So as the idea behind that is that if somebody comes and goes, so they've left your business, you don't need to go setting up a whole new security system. You just go and remove the person who's left, the new person comes along, just go add them in. So if we go add and we want to create Paul, we go OK, we choose Paul from the list and we go Paul belongs to the workshop. That's it, you've set up the security. So once you've set it up once, it's done forever. It's really straightforward. There's a few other things which I won't go into a lot of detail at the moment, but there's an activity log, so you can actually see who's done what and what they've logged into. You can audit certain things within the system as well, and you can see the actual audit log, so I can set filters for the audit log and stuff like that. But that's getting a little bit complex and a little bit you know, into sort of specific security management, but suffice to say that it's there. But the groups is really, and the users is what you want to focus on, and the ability that you might want to have a look at the object level security. So it's really quite in depth and quite structured.